It is National Crown Day. Today marks 5 years since the Crown Act was signed into law in California. CROWN stands for Create a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair. The Crown Act calls for an end to race-based hair discrimination in the workplace and in schools. And for decades, women and men of color have been discriminated against simply because of their natural hair. Well, right now, the Crown Act is signed into law in 26 states, including Maryland and Virginia. And of course, while there has been significant progress made, there is still so much more work to do. While celebrating your crown, it's also important to keep it healthy. Joining us this afternoon is Hannah McCall from Clean Beauty for Black Girls. It is so good to have you here in studio. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I wanted to talk just a little bit about, how this became a calling for you, why clean products are so important. Can you give us some insight?
Yeah, I learned that 75% of the products marketed to Black women and girls contained harmful ingredients. And that kind of stepped me back to be like, wait, how many of us don't know this? Sure. And so I just started educating.
And people listen.
And people are listening.
Well, I think it's so interesting because as we talk about the Crown Act, I think of it just being one more opportunity here for women to step into their power, their authenticity, who they really are. I am mixed race as well. I'm Mexican American. And for me, wearing natural hair is kind of scary. And also, I think of my grandma who had gel on her. Do you know what I mean? And then you don't know how to do your hair or what to do with it.
Yes.
And so some of the products you've brought here today are some of your favorites, correct?
Some of them, and some of them are sneaky don't-dos.
Okay. What about favorites? Can you show me some of those?
So Sienna Naturals is a favorite. They're just doing the right thing. They're concerned with moisture. They're concerned with the ingredients in the products and not drying out, not causing more issues. So I love that one for that. And we all love this hair oil that broke the internet.
It broke the internet. TikTok, I mean, you name it. We have seen this one everywhere, but you approve it. This is good stuff.
I do. So with that one, again, they're doing a lot of right things. Progress over perfection. We leave room for growth here.
I love that. One of my favorite things about you, when I was reading, I saw a quote that you had said, you tell women to come as they are, and I wanted to talk about how important it is to kind of create that judgment-free zone, especially when it comes to embracing your natural hair.
Yeah. I like, especially with college-age girls in high school, I like to ask the question, like, what's beautiful to you? Sure. And then why? Or who told you that? Okay, how do you look beautiful? Who told you that? Like, are you asking yourself if I'm beautiful? And that kind of just changes the focus a little bit to move from what society tells us is beautiful to what we actually think is beautiful.
Yeah, embracing your own beauty standard, right? Okay, we have to get to the don'ts as well, because what are the ones like my grandma's gel on her cabinet? What do we not touch?
You really want to avoid 5 things to start with: parabens, phthalates, sulfates, formaldehyde, and fragrance.
Okay, and which
one? The biggest issue with this, we love it. They tell us that they're not using parabens on the front because of lack of regulation. It's still toxic. Okay. You still scan this in an app and it's going to tell you, there might be problems with it.
Okay.
So for those ingredients that I just said, look for them in the bottom level of the ingredients, because that means that they're at least trying to phase them out or use a little bit. So as long as they're not in the top, I say you're good to go.
You're in the green light for it. So how much of this is education for you? When you talk to, women even who are watching today and they go, I didn't know that.
Exactly.
Or I feel better when I use this product in my hair, and things like that.
I think that's the biggest thing is education I have to be really gentle with. I want you to know this information, but I'm not going to tell you what to do with it. That really is your choice. It's up to the government to update legislation, so we can just go shop and be happy and safe.
There you go. Okay. I did want to talk about some more tools that we can use. Can you tell me about this app?
Yes. So the app, Clearia actually helped with the Non-Toxic Black Beauty Project as well. And Clearia allows you to scan a product. It'll look at the ingredients, you scan the barcode, and it will list the ingredients in green, yellow, light yellow, orange, and red, tell you what to look for, how to be careful. It's a great resource to use.
Okay, you greenlight it. This is something you use
100%.
in your day-to-day. Okay, that's really helpful. And how can people get a hold of you? Because, in the world of social media, what's your medium of choice?
Clean Beauty for Black Girls on Instagram is where we hang out.
Right. Hannah McCall, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
All right.